Welcome back, everybody, to the Indiana Hoosiers Dynasty here on College Football 25. I am Vita Productions. In this episode, we're going to go over the initial recruiting stages here, as we're going to look at the initial recruiting board. And I actually went by team needs according to the recruiting board. However, there are some stipulations in case you did not get a chance to watch the first episode, the introduction to this series. I am only allowed to recruit the first two seasons between 1 to 3 star prospects, and also I am only allowed to recruit at inside the state of Indiana and the 4 states that border them in Illinois, Kentucky, Michigan, and Ohio. And one more thing, if a prospect has a school of a higher prestige and they have them ranked ahead of me and they already offered a scholarship, then I am to take that recruit off the board. And then one more thing, the first 2 seasons I can't add any new recruits after week 8. So right after week 8. So that's going to add a little bit more challenge to my recruiting process here. And without further ado, let's move on and meet the first set of prospects on this list. We're going to start off here as we got Zach Ornstein from quarterback here. He is a 3-star recruit from Indianapolis, Indiana, field general. Then we got Rodney Dimke, or Dimk, who is a scrambler from Bolingbrook, Illinois. I'll see how the system works over here. As I said, it's a multiple offensive system, so it could work under Coach Dubman's system, either one of those quarterbacks. And now we look at the running backs here. As you can see, LaMichael Asma, a power back from Mishawaka, Indiana. Steve Moncrief from Indianapolis, he's a receiving back, so it should be interesting here. Has him in the top 8. Malcolm Ferris from Nicholsville, Kentucky, one of our main pipeline state that Coach Dubman wants to take control of. But then again, he wants to keep the recruits in Indiana as well as the other 3 states of Ohio, Illinois, and Michigan, where they have a combined 5 Big Ten schools between the 3 states. So that is number 3 here. We got a fullback actually in the mix here. Javier Wilson from Radcliffe, Kentucky, the utility here, and he has us in the top 8. Rashad Everett at a first wide receiver being looked at here from Indianapolis, Indiana, deep threat. Has his number 4 here. Dennis Breeze, nice name, has us in the top 4. 2-star prospect out of Brookville, Indiana. Then we got Taylor Pouget, deep threat receiver from Illinois, and he is 3-star prospect. Robert Hickson, another wide receiver from Danville, Kentucky. It's a deep threat here. He does not have us on his list, but still does have us in consideration. Sergio Sabri, a 3-star prospect from Detroit, Michigan. He's a deep threat as well. And he has us currently at number 5. So we're going to see what we could do here. If we could try to take him away from either the 2 Michigan schools that you see that are above. Garrison Saunders here. He has him at number 2. And he's a right tackle, 3-star right tackle out of Indianapolis, Indiana. Again, we want to try to keep some of that homegrown talent in Indiana. Same could be said for Melvin Cleveland, another Indy person, right tackle, agile tendency here. He has us as his top school. We gotta try to see what we could do to continue to keep it here before we start scouting here. Desmond Brown from Shelbyville, Illinois, agile. Not in the top 8 right now, but definitely in the top 10 for what I'm hearing, as he's a 3-star prospect here. Then we go to Joseph Rust out of right guard out of Columbus, Ohio. He has Indiana ranked number 6. Gotta try to get him away from Kentucky here, one of the rivals of the Hoosiers. So let's see what we can do here. He's a 2-star prospect, right guard out of Columbus, as I said. Nolan Carmona, right end, out out of Frankfort, Kentucky, a pipeline state of ours. He currently has the Kentucky Wildcats as his number 1, us as number 5. 3-star recruit. Gotta try to get him to come to us. Paul Creer, 2-star recruit out of Essexville, Michigan, has us in the top 8. In his top 8, number 7 right now. Currently, Michigan State is number 1 on his list. Then we go to Lamar Crick, 2-star defensive tackle out of Joliet, Illinois. He has Northwestern ahead of us right now. As you see, Indiana is the number 2 for him. Cedric Beckner, defensive tackle out of Holt, Michigan, in the top 5. He has us in his top 5, but barely in the top 5 right now. He is a run stopper defensive tackle, somebody we could probably use in the future. Followed by Jeff Frost here, a 2-star prospect defensive tackle power rusher out of Youngstown, Ohio. He has the Hoosiers at number 6, but yet a lot of Kentucky Wildcat. Consideration here. And Kentucky, again, is, even though in the non-conference, but they are a rival of Indiana. And especially is more intense, actually, in basketball, but we'd love to try to keep them away from us, away from the Wildcats, and have them come to us. Isaac Darasaw, a left outside linebacker, JUCO, actually. So we got our first JUCO transfer, I believe I see on here, from West Bloomfield of Michigan. He has Indiana at number 6, but Northwestern is actually his number 1 school as of right now on the top of his list. Ben Ginn, high school student, left end outside linebacker from Buffalo Grove, Illinois. He's a pass coverage linebacker, somebody that we could probably use. Right now, not on our top 8 right now, not even the top 9. But he's a 3-star prospect, and we could probably see if we could try to convince him to come. Rayshawn Urban, middle linebacker out of Chicago, Illinois, has the Hoosiers currently at number 3, the 3-star middle linebacker prospect. David Oberg, another middle linebacker, JUCO, actually 2-star JUCO, middle linebacker for Frankfort, Illinois. See what we can do. Indiana is number 2 right now, but he's probably considering staying home at Northwestern. What can we do to try to convince him to come to Bloomington instead of Evanston, Illinois? James Office. Hey, that's actually a pretty good name. James Office, middle linebacker, 2-star prospect, JUCO as well, from Sterling Heights, Michigan. Run stopper, as you can see here. Currently number 6 on his list. Indiana is. Then we go to Dom Marshall, 2-star middle linebacker prospect, high school out of Cincinnati, Ohio. Not too far of a drive. I mean, you got Indiana at number 6. He has hometown Cincinnati ahead of him, and Kentucky number 1 on his list. Again, we see a lot of Kentucky number 1s on these lists so far. What do we gotta do to try to get him to avoid going to Lexington and have him come to Bloomington? We'll see. Shakir Pitts, out of a free safety, run support free safety from Brownsburg, Indiana. He's a high school student, 2-star recruit. Currently number 2 to our major rivals, Purdue. Try to get him to get away from West Lafayette to come to Bloomington here. Travis Tiffin, a 3-star free safety, has his own tendency here, from Skokie, Illinois. Hopefully I'm pronouncing that correctly here. Not on the list currently, but as you can see, there Northwestern is his top school as of right now. Illinois is another Big Ten, as well as Michigan and Purdue. Gotta try to get him up on, try to convince him to come to West Lafayette. Lawrence Punga, another zone tendency, free safety, 2-star from Goodrich, Michigan. Indiana currently number 3 on his list. Fellow Big Ten schools, Northwestern and Michigan State, are the only 2 schools ahead of him. But luckily he's ahead of Purdue and Kentucky, though. Greg Pickering. Yeah, let's see if I can picker getting him here, as Indiana is definitely his top school right now. He's a hybrid strong safety here from South Bend, Indiana. Actually has the Hoosiers ahead of his hometown Notre Dame, which you don't even see. Oh no, wait a minute. Notre Dame is number 3. Never mind. I thought for a second that he was not even considering Notre Dame, but I'm like, okay, whatever. But yeah, you see Notre Dame is at number 3 here. Lots of good schools. Louisville, Ohio State also in consideration. Mitch Cheeks, I should say. A 2-star strong safety zone tendency here from Springfield, Illinois. And Indiana is number 6 on his list. He has Western Michigan, Illinois, Miami of Ohio, Purdue, and Northwestern ahead of him at right now. And then we got Danny So. You can see that deal breaker right there, but Indiana not in the top 8, but he is has us as number 9 though, so chance we could still move up here. As I said, So is a 3-star strong safety run support tendency out of Port Huron, Michigan. And getting closer to the end here, the last skill position player on defense, we got Nick Linderbaum, strong safety run support out of Hamilton, Ohio, 3-star strong safety recruit. And lastly, we will have our first special team player, and that's punter Brad Dalton out of Indianapolis, Indiana. And he is 2-star punter, and he has us number 3 on his list right now, but he has Northwestern and Purdue ahead of us, so we still got some work to do over here with him as well. And that is your first recruiting class. And again, these are prior to scouting. We have not done any scouting on these guys yet, but we will be seeing updates on these recruits coming up next week, after next Sunday, hopefully. Coming up in the next episode, we have our first game of the season, so I'm looking forward to this. I'm very excited here, as the Indiana Hoosiers will host the Florida International Panthers. FIU was a team in consideration. I had them in the preliminary rounds for Conference USA, but they did not pass the preliminary round, so we're going to see what this team is made of now. And I think it's pretty cool that we get to play one of the teams I had in consideration. And of course, don't forget, this is Coach Dubman's debut as Indiana head coach. And now that will do it for this video. Please leave a like, comment, and subscribe if you are new to this channel. And also don't forget to hit the bell icon to get notifications when these videos do drop. And also share this video to help with the algorithm. That would be much appreciated as well. And until then, you guys have a good rest of your day. I'm very excited for this video coming up. You guys take care. Peace out, Pisons. Stay safe. See you next time as we actually have a game to be shown.